Hello, everyone. All right, we are going to do lesson 12 from module 2. Before we start, I want to go over something that we did in module 1 with multiplication facts, just like the one that I have on this board, and how we can simplify it to help us to do these larger problems. So 30 times 6. Let's simplify this, and let's just think about 3 times 6. I know 3 times 6 is 18. So then 30 times 6 is just going to be 10 times as much because we went from 3 to 30. So our answer is going to be 10 times as much. So my answer will be 180. That 0 is put on to the end because it's multiplied by 10 and everything's shifted over one place value. So with 40 times 3, I'll do 4 times 3 equals 12. So 40 times 3 is 120. Same with here. 7 times 60. Well, I can do 7 times 6, which is 42. So 7 times 60 is 420. Again, it's just multiplied by 10. I wanted to review that because you're going to need to know how to do that today. So now let's review our nines fact strategy as well. This is what we did on the lesson just prior to this. Here I have an array, and this array right now is showing 10 times 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's 10 rows and 4 in each. If I want to solve 9 times 4, I can use that information from 10 times 4 and then subtract one group of 4. You see how I did that? You can see me covering up that one group of 4. 10 times 4 is 40, and I'm going to cover up that one group of 4. So I will just do 40 subtract 4. 39, 38, 37, 36. So 9 times 4 is 36. We wrote that down last lesson like this. We're trying to solve 9 times 4. Well, 10 times 4 equals 40. I'm going to take one group of 4 away from that so that I only have 9 groups of 4. So my answer is 36. I did 40 minus a group of 4. That's going to help us because today we're extending that nines strategy. We're extending it to larger numbers, all right? I'm actually going to keep this here, and I'm just going to erase it. All right, I have here an array, a lot of dots, as you see. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 rows, right? I'm going to write that at the top of my board here. 10. I have 10 rows, 10 groups. And in each group is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 10 times 13. Okay. I'm going to take this and I'm going to fold it so that one row gets covered up. There we go. So I can unfold it and you see that row, but I am going to have it be folded. All right. So now how many rows do I have? I only have 9. I just covered one up. So when I'm trying to solve 9 times 13, let's use 10 times 13 and then cover up one of those rows. So the row that I'm covering up is one row of 13. I know 10 times 13 is 130. And I covered up one row of 13, which is 13. So now I just need to do 130 minus 13, and I will have my answer for 9 times 13. All right, so now this is going to take some mental math, and feel free to use your fingers or whatever strategies you need. I like to count back 10 first, so I'm at 130. I'm going to subtract 10, which is 120, and then I'm going to subtract 3 more. So I'm at 130, subtract 10 is 120, then I have 119, 118, 117. So I know 9 times 13 is 117. I used my tens fact to help me with my nines fact by covering up one of those rows. Let's do it again. Just for time's sake, I'm going to tell you there are 10 groups here. I have 10 groups. I'm going to cover up one of those groups. Now I only have 9 groups. In each group is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So my array right now is showing this equation right here, 9 times 14. Okay? I am going to use 10 times 14 to help me with that. 10 times 14 equals 140. Right? So when I have 9 times 14, watch me, I am covering up one row of 14. So I am going to subtract 14. I'm at 140. I'm going to take 10 first to get to 130, and then count back 4 more, 130, 129, 128, 127, 126. That is my answer to 9 times 14. I started with 10 times 14, and I subtracted one row of 14. All right, let's look at our slide here. So on this slide is another array. Let's count how many rows there are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 rows. And how many are in each? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Well, it's the same one that I just did. That's a coincidence. Okay, so I'm not going to get too much into here because we did just do it. We can use this array of 10 times 14 to help us solve 9 times 14. Just cover up that one row of 14. We'll practice it here. Okay, this time we have 29 times 6. I'm actually going to bring you back over to my board here, so I can do my work without having to toggle with my mouse. 29 times 6, I believe it was. Yes. 29 times 6. So now we're going to have to use a multiple of 10 to help us, because we can't just say 10 times 6. We have 29 times 6. Let's do 30 times 6. Your goal, boys and girls, is to get a number close to 29 that's easy to multiply, a multiple of 10, which is 30. So instead of 29 groups of 6, I have 30 groups of 6. Let's think, what is 30 times 6? I'm going to use 3 times 6 equals 18. That's going to help me with 30 times 6. Now I know 30 times 6 is 180. The original problem, though, is only 29 groups of 6. And I calculated 30 groups of 6. So I need to subtract one group of 6 to get me back to only 29 groups of 6. So I'm going to end up doing 180 minus 6 equals 174. So 29 times 6 equals 100. Oops, I wrote that wrong. Equals 174, right? So I did 30 times 6 to help me with 29 times 6 because it's just one group less, right? Let's do a few more. Let's say it's 19 times 8. Whew, this seems challenging. Okay, let's use something we know to help us. I know 20 times 8 equals 160. That's one more group of 8 than 19 times 8. So I'm going to take one group away, one group of 8. It's basically like I have 20 groups of 8 and I'm subtracting one group of 8 to get me back to 19 groups of 8. I'm going to keep repeating that language, but I hope it's helping you visualize what we're doing here. So 160 minus 8 is 152. So 19 times 8 is 152. Okay? All right. Now, let's do 59 times 3. What number can I multiply by, what number can I multiply by 3 to help me here? Hopefully you said 60 times 3. 60 times 3 is 180, because I know 6 times 3 equals 18. So 60 times 3 is 180. I only have 59 groups of 3, so I need to subtract one group of 3, which is 3. And now I need to subtract that. I'm going to count back 3. 179, 178, 177. That is my answer. So there's some multiplication and some subtracting here. I really think you'll get the hang of it. It just takes a little bit of practice. Let's do one more. Let's say it is 6 times 89. Okay. Well, I'm going to turn that to the turnaround fact. I like the larger number to be first. But it doesn't matter. Both will be the same. I switched it because I want to think about it as being 89 groups of 6. I'm going to use 90 groups of 6 to help me. 90 times 6 is 540. So I can use this to help me with 89 groups of 6 by subtracting one group of 6. I need to subtract this. 540, count back 6, 539, 538, 537, 536, 535, 534. So 6 times 89 is 534. Hopefully you're getting the hang of it here. Again, using a tens fact, a multiple of tens fact, and then subtracting one of those groups. Okay, we did a bunch on our own here. So I'm going to go into our step in. As it loads. Come on, here we go. All right. So there are 9 rows of seats, and there are 17 seats in each row. How many seats are in total? What multiplication equation can I write for this problem? 9 rows of seats and 17 seats in each row. What equation can I write? All right. How can we calculate this total? Well, if we know there's 9 rows of 17 seats, let's think about 10 rows of 17 seats, which is 170. So then we just have to take a row of 17 away to get us to the 9 rows. So 9 rows of 17 must be 17 less, and that is 153. Here they're showing how you can set it up. 9 times 17. 10 times 17 is 170 minus a group of 17. So that way you know what 9 times 17 is. Okay. Why do we subtract one row of 17? That's because when we did 10 times 17, we actually added a row of 17. So now to go back to 9 times 17, we have to subtract that row. Right? Let's look at this. Okay, it costs $19 to buy one shirt. How could you use a method similar to that above to calculate the cost of 3 shirts? So if one shirt is $19, we need 3 shirts. So it would end up being 3 times 19. I'm going to bring you over to the board to show you this. One shirt is $19. One group is $19. I want to buy 3 shirts. So 3 groups of $19. Well, I'll do 20 times 3 is 60. And then I'm going to subtract one group of 3. And that gets me to 57. So 3 groups of 19 is 57. Nice work. So in your student journals, you are going to be practicing this on page 76 and 77. They have it set up for you to help you solve 9 times 14 by using 10 times 14 and subtracting a group of 14. On the next page, they have the larger problems like 29 times 5 or 39 times 2. Use 30 or 40 to help you and then subtract one of those rows. All right? You're doing it on your own for A, B, and C. Be sure to show your work if you're able to. Write it down. Instead of there being 29 groups of 4 for A, what can you do to help you with that? What fact can you do to make it easier for you? Think of those arrays. Give this step ahead a try as well. Nice work, boys and girls. Good luck.